You! There you are, girl. Commander Levier. Why don't they just call him Alphino? He doesn't deserve the title of commander. Instructing me to wait for you. Your assistance is most welcome, believe me. Most of the third hail from Ul'dah, and for a man accustomed to the feel of sand beneath his boots, the crunch of snow can be rather disconcerting. To the matter at hand, nary a moment ago, I received word that the heretics we seek have been spotted making for Danifin Pass. My braves are already in pursuit, and I should be grateful if you would join them. Oh, good. Heretics. I myself shall be taking part in the hunt. Never let it be said that I do not earn my coin. You do not earn your coin. Oh, my ankle's on fire. I caught my boot on a rock or something and twisted as I fell. The others went on ahead through Danifin Pass. Hurry and you might catch up. If you aren't sure where to go, look for tracks. The snow is fresh, so they shouldn't be hard to find. There's tracks right here. It appears to be leading to this person here. I need these! Tracks lead southeast. Okay. Scion, what are you doing here? Heretics? I'm not sure. There was a great scaled beast in Yuhase. I think he went east on his own. The heretics split up, so we did too. I'm so glad to see that Alphino also decided to hire people who were stupid. Hello. Oh no! A hateful harrier. Why so hateful? Oh, I hit the wrong button. No, my rotation. Another one. And you a punch. There we go. How embarrassing. I was so intent on following the heretics' tracks that I almost failed to notice they had doubled back. Almost, mind you. One tried to sneak up behind me and got a knife in the gut for his troubles. Thought of myself alone, so I started searching the dead man's knapsack for anything of interest. And lo and behold, before his friends found me, I came upon this. Withdraw in groups of 3 or less to the observatorium. Give the signal and wait. The merchant will be watching. Be latent and be left for dead. Speaks for itself, does it not? They can't possibly mean to rendezvous inside the place, so we should restrict our search to the surrounding areas. Let me rephrase that. You should restrict your search to the wilderness around the observatorium. I will need more than a moment's rest to recover from... I'm through with listening to your excuses. We leave now. How? The woods are crawling with those blue coats, and the knights are searching every wagon that passes through the gates. Hello. Well, stay with her then, if you think you'll fare any better. Now, there's no need for that. Wait, it said in groups of 3. That's 2. Why are you? He's doing nothing but freezing. Oh, hello. Your lands ever thirst for the blood of the fallen, and by your deeds it has drunk deep. No, I've done no wrong. None but meet in secret with heretics. Deny it all you will. We shall have the truth from you yet. Inquisitor is not the only one skilled in the art of interrogation. Darn it all! Oh, fade to black. Counter argument, it's a quest mob? Yeah, but if I'm messing up just doing my basic hits when there's no pressure, then that's a bad sign. What a tangled web. Lest you wonder, we came not for the heretics, but for the merchant who has been conspiring with them. It came to our attention during the course of our investigation into the Ivy. It beggars belief, I know, but it seems our favorite Garlean spy may have been providing assistance to Iceheart. Were it not for the efforts of Lady Yugiri and her shinobi, we might never have discovered this connection. Master Alphino is too kind. I fear my people and I have done little to aid in your search for this spy. We long to strike back against the Empire and weaken their influence in this land, and to prevent the tragedy which befell Doma from reoccurring. The days ahead and the work they promise will require a very particular set of skills which I am fortunate enough to possess. If you will allow it, I would accompany you until the investigation is complete. Wow, actual capable woman. Thank you. That's the most generous offer, Lady Yugiri, one that I gladly accept. Thank you, though I may disappear for a time, know that I shall never be far and shall always be watching. Comforting thought. Come, girl, let us wait inside for Captain Ilberd to return and deliver his report. So in that little cutscene there, what we witnessed was Alphino yet again trying to steal credit for something and apply it to them, and Yugiri being like, actually, no, buddy, no. And then him being surprised for help. Captain Ilbert seemed confident that the merchant's resolve would swiftly crumble when pressed. If so, we should have new information ere long. As to whether it will bring us any closer to learning the Ivy's identity, I would rather not say. Given our adversary's cunning, I shall consider us fortunate if we are spared another wild dodo chase. The gods know we have more than enough to occupy our time as it is. Alphino's eager to hear the report. Okay.
Blah, 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 blah. I went to magical Harvard, and you should listen to every single thing. I can't ride the bus by myself.
Captain Ilbert, your report, if you will. Aye, Commander. Firstly, with regard to the heretic we captured, I regret to say the man could tell us not what we did not already know of Shiva. Since we have since handed him over to the Ishgardian authorities, henceforth the Holy See will pursue the matter independently. Our inquiries concerning the Ivy, however, have proven more fruitful. We have ascertained the channel by which the heretics acquired their information on the shipment routes. Go on. You will recall the flame we first identified as being in the Ivy's employ. From him we were able to trace a trail of conspirators, each taking us closer to his master. Alas, the trail came to an abrupt end. Fearing that the investigation had been compromised, we took the necessary step of detaining all suspected of conspiracy. There were 5 on our list, including a flame stationed at Revenant's Toll. Ooh. The man's primary duty was to keep an inventory of donations from abroad, the particulars of which he would share with benefactors, thereby ensuring the needs not go unfulfilled. By virtue of his role, he was privy to all the details of all shipments bound for the settlement. Needless to say, that included those originating from House Fortoms. He knew the precise route that the caravan would take, and he sold that information to a merchant. I think I can guess which one. None other. With a little encouragement, he soon confessed to knowingly aiding and abetting the heretics. We have since executed him and have displayed his skull. That's one mystery solved at least. What of the Ivy? Are we any closer to prizing off his mask? I dare say we are, Commander. Our relentless pursuit has forced him to commit a grave error. In a desperate bid to cover his tracks, the Ivy resorted to exercising certain administrative powers available only to high-ranking members of the Immortal Flames. If you consider then that our investigation is known to barely a handful of them, the field of suspects is greatly narrowed. You mean to say that the agent is among Roban's innermost circle? Someone who's been with him since the Immortal Flames establishment? Oh, shoot. It's the most plausible explanation. The infiltration likely occurred during the company's founding, with the groundwork for the act being laid beforehand. To slip into a position of authority unremarked and remain above suspicion all these years. I too was surprised, though I really should not have been. Of the 3 grand companies, Ul'das was ever more vulnerable to infiltration. Both Limsa, Laminza, and Gridania had long-standing armed forces that lent themselves well to the formation of the Maelstrom and the Order of the Twin Adder. To all intents and purposes, it was the same people, loyal ones, mind, under the same leadership. Only the banner was different. Not so the Flames. Ul'das' military was made up of disparate orders, most of which were glorified mercenary companies that answered only to their own paymasters. Hardly an ideal environment in which to establish something as high-minded as a grand company. The difficulties Roban faced when founding the Immortal Flames are well known. Even after he'd convinced his fellow syndicate members to share the cost, there remained a small matter of finding enough bodies to fill the ranks. Indeed, and given the pressing nature of the Imperial threat, that meant recruiting every passing sellsword. Amidst the chaos of its founding, it would have been child's play to infiltrate the company. Wow, gee, the mercenary company isn't secure? That's crazy. Immortal Flames have ever been caught between conflicting interests. Though the Monetarists ultimately agreed to support the organization's founding, 'twas not out of charity that they did so, but simple self-preservation. Had Nail Van Darnus' ambitions been any less apocalyptic, you may be sure they would have never risked supplying Roban with an army. 'Tis but a wonder they did not attempt to extinguish the flames the moment the danger had passed. Returning to the present. Even as we speak, our Dolman allies are shadowing several high-ranking flames, any one of whom could be the Ivy. Desiring to deal a blow against the Empire, the refugees were eager to lend us their aid. I expect to hear from them ere long. Can't believe, right? Motivated by money? No way! Pray continue your investigation. Meanwhile, have the 2nd attend to the unrest. The 3rd can join the 4th in inspecting the crystal shipments. If they notice anything unusual, I want to know about it. If Shiva is summoned in the like manner to the other primals, the heretics will be looking for further supplies. Understood, Commander. I shall send word to Sir Amaric informing him of our success in identifying the heretics' abettors. Hopefully the information will be of some use to these guardians. It is time, Commander. We're gonna teach you to use the bus. Yes, I am aware. An emergency council of the Alliance leadership has been called. There have been developments in Garlemald, it would seem. Yeah, the development is they finally took my resume. Let's go! As commander of the Crystal Braves, my presence is required. I would have you accompany me, girl. As the realm's stoutest champion, 'tis only that you be present in the discussion. Oh, and the antecedent has already given her consent, lest you worry. Oh yeah, that was the one thing I was worried about, yep. Yep, I was so worried that Minfilia would be like,
Actually, let's not have the Warrior of Night come to the very important meeting.
Like me, you're doubtless eager to conclude our business with Iceheart, but until another path to her sanctum is found, she shall remain beyond our reach. Minfilia and the Archons are sparing no effort to secure an alternate route. Until such time as they succeed, I suggest we give some thought to the realm's other problems. I shall go ahead to Gridania in readiness for the upcoming council. Meet me in Nafika's altar and we shall make our way to the Lotus Stand together. When you are ready, speak to the conjurer yonder. She will show us the Lotus Stand. Satoru Gojo! Okay, the Alliance leaders await you at the Lotus Stand. Will you be joining them now? I'm getting you fired. You just broke your job. Why is the silent conjurer speaking? Gridania? Is Tancred here? Why? Why is he missing?
Change has come to the Garlean Empire, and we must discuss the implications.
Pog, it's voiced!
The rumors are true, then? The War of Succession is ended?
Ooh.
It is. A new emperor reigns in Garlemald.
Her name is definitely not girldm.
Who?
Regularly speaking, but only talks when it's really important. Conjurer is too long for a title. I think that's a great turtle.
The birth and all too rapid expansion of the
One of the
Garlean
members of this
Empire
council is actually an
commonly
owl.
attributed to the strategic
Who?
brilliance of Solus Zosgalvis. Yet he did not rule alone. Several members of the royal household also distinguished themselves during his reign. Nevertheless,
exciting.
it was the eldest son who stood to inherit the throne, until his most untimely passing.
I thought us fortunate when I learned that the Emperor had died without naming a successor.
That hairline, though. Man, that's a full-on. That was more than just spit. That is like slimy sitting on top. Jeez. That man got the phlegm in there. Let's go. Why is there nobody else in here?
'Twas the grandson and his uncle who had the strongest claim.
Solus
was it not?
Varus. Rip Bozo.
Indeed. Yet claims count for little without the power to assert them. High Legatus Varus Ye Galvus is a respected military leader. Not so his uncle.
I'll just crown myself, thanks. That is such a stupid-looking crown.
So young Varus has torn the crown from his uncle's grasp and taken his place at the head of the Empire.
That's a really stupid crown, not gonna lie. Heavy is the head that wears the silly helmet. How many times do you think he's caught himself on like a doorway? With that spike in the front there. He did the Eins thing countless times.
Given the troubled nature of his succession, the new emperor will require
I'm gonna
time
need a new
to seal
attendant.
his grip on
What
power.
happened, Emperor?
Yet have no doubt but
Elevator
that he
was a
shall.
little
For
packed
there are
and I
none
had
left
to
with strength enough
get
to
close
oppose him.
and, yeah.
Since the success of Operation Archon, The remnants of the 14th Legion and the forces occupying Alamigo have done naught but fortify their positions. But you can
First
be
royal
sure they'll be
decree,
ready
all
to
doorways
march
in
on
the
us
Empire
again
to be
if their
expanded by at
emperor
least
gives the
12
word.
ilms.
When, not if. They say this Varus was so set upon Eorzean annexation that he spoke out against the Meteor Project.
Wow, he spoke out about it. Wow, look at that. He's got an
Plainly,
opinion.
The new Emperor's intentions are of great concern to us
Oh,
all.
that's so cute. Thank you. It's because I was in the snowy region and I had to stay warm. Royal decree, all their trap cards
I
are
propose
negated.
that we set aside the Cartano dispute for the present and discuss what measures the Alliance might take to prepare for a resumption of hostilities with Garlemald.
Are you just gonna assume he's gonna be hostile to you guys?
Moreover, I move that we re-examine the question
Why don't you send him,
of
like, a
how
fruit
our
basket or
former allies
something?
in Ishgard might be persuaded to retake their place at our side. Could Eorzea but stand as one, 'twould deal a grave blow to our enemies' ambitions.
So that was clearly a spiky crown of peace, right? Alphino looks out of place everywhere. That nod was not actually Alphino knowing anything. That was him being like, I have no idea about, like, Garlemald's, like, thing. Wasn't that confusing?
Well, I suppose we should be grateful that they have finally acknowledged the inevitability of Imperial attack. Who knows? They may even do something about it.
We literally killed their previous leader. You think they won't be Garlemalding about that?
If
Hey, we
only
didn't
the
kill
leaders of
the leader. It was
Ishgard would
definitely the
follow their
Ashen. We
example
could have totally been
and
like,
stop
yo,
hiding
hey,
behind their
Garlemald, want to
gates,
help us take out these
praying
Ashen
for the
guys?
coming
Look, they beat up your
storm to
leader
pass
with his
them by.
handlebars.
But that is a discussion for another time. At present, I am more concerned by the fact that the Alliance's mooted preparations will be made known to the Garleans many moons before their coming.
Well, yeah, we have more leaks
So
than,
long
like,
as the
a
ivy
canoe with
eludes our
holes in
grasp,
it.
no secret is safe.
We killed a Legatus, not the Emperor. Oh. You know, Gaius should have been the Emperor. He was a nice man. Yippee! Now we gotta go talk back to this guy again. Can you... It will not have escaped your notice that the nations of Eorzea are no nearer to being of one purpose, despite their protestations to the contrary. Plainly, the threat of a resurgent Garlemald is not enough to stir them. That's your conclusion there, Alphino? Is there a corpse in that? Yep. All right. Well, it would not have escaped your notice that the nations of Eorzea are no nearer to blah blah blah. Garlemald's not gonna. Okay, the reason for this: deep-rooted mistrust amongst the citizenry. The nation's leader can come to all understandings they like, but their unity means little and less to the common folk. Well, yeah, because they kind of abandon their common folk all the time. Take the Laminsians, for instance. Though Admiral Merlwib outlawed piracy over a decade ago, foreigners still picture the nation as a haven for grog-swilling wooden-legged cutthroats. And likewise, the Gridanians are mocked as hermits who talk to trees, and the Uldan scorned as swindlers who worship coin. Not that such sentiments are entirely without grounds, of course. Take that pillar of Uldan society, Telegia Adeleji, for example, but that is beside the point. No, that's exactly the point. The fact is that the people are wary of outsiders whether they have cause to be or not. On that basis, one could argue that the conflict at Cartano is a necessary evil. Each nation has its own warmongering faction that advocates the acquisition of Omega. In order to placate them, we present them something resembling warfare and thereby curb their appetite for full-scale conflict. Alphino, you forget, we have as much secrecy as a sieve. If you start plotting out stuff like this and do the I'm so smart guys, they're gonna find out. And then they're gonna get mad. And you know who they're gonna be mad at? Us! Us! We're going to be the ones that everybody hates! The Ivy. Okay, since we spoke at the Observatorium, Captain Ilbert has further shortened the list of suspects, and by happy coincidence, the one he deems the most likely candidate is lately come to Gridania. He's still stupid! The hunt nears its end, girl. All that remains is to corner our quarry. Seek out Ilberd near the Adder's Nest. He will give you the particulars. Should there be any developments in Kurthos, you may be sure I will send word without delay. In the meantime, I wish you success at apprehending the Ivy. Alright, doubtless commander has informed you we have unmasked the Ivy. Oh boy. From this point on, we must proceed with extreme caution. From this point on, okay, extreme caution, alright. This one's not as good as what I'm currently wearing. Ha! I will take money instead. Ilberd is convinced he has discovered the Ivy's identity and is going against the spy. Alright. Let me look back and forth in this highly populated area. Listen well, the spy we have been seeking all this time is none other than Flame Marshal Eline Roaille, the second in command. Prior to joining the Immortal Flames, she was a mercenary of no small renown. They say her skill with a polearm has to be seen to be believed. Of Ishgardian birth, she is the highest-ranked foreigner in the Immortal Flames, barring the Flame General himself, of course. When he formed the Grand Company, Roban chose people based on their worth. Once they held was of no interest. The Monetarists saw things differently, however. Having funded the enterprise, they reserved the right to reject candidates nominated for high-ranking positions. But she dresses nice. And 'twas no secret that they did not favor foreigners, Ishgardians especially, after the way the Holy See forsook the Alliance. Yet the Monetarists did not raise so much as a murmur of protest when Royale was appointed to her post. Passing strange, is it not? Could it be that the Ivy has some hold over the Monetarists? They're usually pretty racist, but they weren't racist to her. Isn't that weird? But these revelations are secondary to our current mission. Of foremost interest to us is Royale's presence here now. As you may be aware, it is the duty of the Flame Marshal to command the Immortal Flames in the absence of the Flame blah 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 Flame General. While Rodan attended the Council of Alliance leaders, she should have remained in the Hall of Flames. The woman has no business being in Gridania, and yet here she is nonetheless, on some pretense. She is up to something, mark my words. Even as we speak, I have a dozen men trolling the Flames records for evidence of Royale's guilt, but if we can catch her red-handed, we shall have all the proof we need. Maybe you're just a misogynist. Which brings me to the plan. I have people watching the city gates, the airship landing, and the docks, every point of egress. She cannot leave without our knowledge. All that remains is to shadow her until she betrays her true purpose. Can I rely on your eyes, Scion? What if you're the Ivy? You have my thanks. Let us go then and take care to not to alert our quarry. Kinda sus on Ilberd, not gonna lie. Oh, hey, Vanta! I just noticed! Hi! It's Vanta! That's my friend! Hello! Everybody say hi to Vanta! This is my friend Vanta Crow. Holy guacamole, there he is! Alright, I have to go and yell at these characters now. Yippee! Royale is headed in the direction of the Blue Badger Gate. With me, Scion. I feel like I shouldn't trust Ilberd. Like, okay, they're like, okay, the Ivy has to be somebody that has a lot of reign on things and has a lot of pull behind the scenes. This guy's literally best friends with Roban and has access to all this information. And he hates women. Royale has entered the Carlin canopy, meeting someone perchance, or could it be she means to board an airship? Pray look for her within. If she's not on the upper floor, try the landing area below. One of mine is stationed there and she may have seen something. Ephemie is her name. I shall remain here in case Royale reappears. I feel like you might be sending me on a chase for geese. Hello.
Girldm, such an unexpected pleasure. What brings you here? A social visit, you say? How pleasant.
No, she didn't come this way. I've noted every passenger and none bore any resemblance.
Well, don't let me keep you.
Maybe she's a master of disguise. But also, I don't trust Ilberd. Wait, this is not... Why is that glowing if this is not for my quest? Should anyone be... We can't trust anyone that's friend with Roban. He doesn't even have... Yeah, right? He doesn't even have a bed frame. Thank you, Nacred. What if she's Ilberd right now? Ilberd's competent, that might be why you're sus, right? Nowhere to be seen, you say. Are you sure she did not board an airship? She did not come back out either. Where could she have gone? I don't know, there's a whole bunch of water outside. What if she went swimming? The roost, how could I forget? Greetings, good sir. Might I interest you in some muntui tonic? A cup a day and be a man with great vigor, if you take my meaning. Perhaps another time, friend. Wait, that necklace. You're a shinobi of Doma. The woman you seek has left Gridania by way of West Shore Pier. She was attired as a merchant, but these eyes are not so easily deceived. You may wish to take your search to the East Shroud. Rest assured we shall continue to support you from the shadows. Why is this man's intro like spam email title? Thank the 12 for the Domans. Were it not for their unique talents, Royale would have disappeared without a trace. Man, all of these are cuter than the ones I get. Because subtlety? Is it subtle? Ooh, in flagrante delicto. Our hunt leads us to the East Shroud. Scion, I suggest we follow Royale's example and take the ferry from the West Shore Pier. You'll doubtless wish to make certain preparations. Okay, wait for me at Sweet Boom Pier. Can I just fly there? I don't want to take a boat.
Keep going. You're good. You're good. You're good.
All right. Dilbert. Blah, 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 blah. I am not suspicious. This way, my friends.
Yay, Yugiri!
Your quarry makes for the Hawthorne Hut. If Royale is truly the one we seek, we can expect that she means to make contact with the Garlean masters there. Or this is an ambush. An explanation is in order. You are no doubt aware that the Garleans have their own method of communicating over great distances. Well, our ingenious friends at Garland Ironworks have provided us with devices which disrupt these communications, and we have installed them around the city-states. In so doing, we have made it difficult for Imperial agents to correspond with their masters. Oh. Royale would thus have no choice but to rendezvous with her Imperial contact directly. Yet, as a well-known face in the Mortal Flames, she cannot move about Thanalan without being recognized. It would be a matter of time before someone saw through her disguise. 'Tis for this reason I believe that she has chosen the Black Shroud for her clandestine meeting. The Ellison are a common sight here, and her comings and goings are not like to turn any heads. As my scouts tell it, the Garleans have sent agents with a mind to destroy the devices and render such direct contact unnecessary. Fortunately, our shinobi have thus been successful in rebuffing their efforts. This is it. We need only make for Hawthorne's hut and catch Royale in the act. Well, I'm sure that nothing bad will happen. My people report that our quarry has departed for the Bramble Patch. When the Ivy returns to the Gnarls whence she came, but perhaps it is all for the better. To convict someone of her standing, we will require damning evidence against her. What could be better than to catch her in the act when she meets her Garlean masters? My countrymen and I shall lie wait in the shadows. Tread warily, my friends. Just beyond, Royale is in conversation with an individual clad in the manner of an adventurer, an Imperial intermediary, no doubt. Maybe she's just planning a birthday party. This is it, with me! Maybe she's planning a birthday party. Maybe, you know, I think she was just planning out a birthday party for Roban. Surprise! Flame Marshal Eline Roaille, you are under arrest for treason and espionage. You were followed, you bloody fool. No, I wasn't. Just dramatically runs to the side. Damnation! You run faster than me. What, you could have just like pocket sanded. I don't know. Oh my god, the shinobi! Look at them go! Superhero landings for everybody! Graves building patio furniture? Nice. Humph. You are unarmed, my lady, and scarcely garbed for battle, but if you wish to fight, you are welcome to try.
I was planning a birthday party, and you've ruined it.
What's the meaning of this, Captain? Would you arrest me for strolling in the 12's Wood? When I last looked, that was no crime, and neither was conversing with passing strangers. You feign ignorance, then? Very well. If you do think of something to say, there will be plenty of time to say it later. Now come quietly, or I shall make you wish you had. Why are we so confident? What if the adventurer guy just gets murked when he's in prison, and then we don't have any evidence? I'll offer you no struggle. After all, I have naught to hide. Pocket sand. Pocket sand. Also, Badmeister, thank you for 28 months. Like, we're acting all triumphant, but we don't have any concrete evidence that she's been doing something wrong. We'll have to hold her during the entire investigation. They look like they're having fun over there. Even a warrior of Royale's renown could not have hoped to escape by force. Despite her claims, her surrender does not bespeak innocence, but an awareness that her position is untenable. With the ivy thus uprooted, it is to be hoped that the tendrils she entwined around the immortal flames will gradually wither and die. Mayhap then the people of Uldal will have the grand company they deserve. But let us speak of the present. If I may ask, what will you do now, girl? I don't know. Winter area is trying to summon Shiva. So the Scions seek a way into Iceheart's sanctum. Yeah, that's what I said. I dare say you are eager to return to the Rising Stones. Pray do not let me keep you. No, actually, Yugiri, we could just hang out. Fear not, my countrymen and I shall tend to the aftermath. You need not waste your talents here. And speaking of talents, have you considered training in the art of the shinobi? You have the aptitude for it, I believe. So please, give it some thought. Till next time, friend. Pray return. Yes, but you're missing the point. The individual doesn't matter. It was a team effort, and I was the one who this poor man. It's okay. I believe you. You did so much work. You worked so hard. Look at him yap. He's so excited. He's so proud of himself. You did such a good job. Welcome back. I understand that Alphino had a task for you. May I ask what it was? Espionage, infiltration, charges of treason, espionage against Eline Roaille? I can scarce believe it. Could there not have been some manner of misunderstanding? Well, that's what I'm saying. I'm super sus on Ilberd, because, like, we could have just... Why didn't we wait to watch them chat first? He ran in and was like, ha! We caught you! But, like... He didn't wait for any evidence, and he should know better. He's pretty smart. No, it avails us not to dwell on it. Whenever the truth may be, we must trust the authorities to uncover it. Let us speak on another matter. I'm pleased to report that we have made progress in our efforts to find a way into Iceheart's sanctum. Oh, good.